So, I mean, this isn't a, oh my goodness, it's right down the middle, there's no way it's a ball, but it's on the plate. The question was it high enough? That doesn't, ultimately the outcome is based on what you do with the next pitch, and this time Schlitter elevates.
Yep, that's not a good pitch.
He can't live up there.
Yeah, Joe's going to get tossed here. Yep, he's gone. Yeah, Joe only came out, I think, to...
Sure, there's nobody up.
Yep. Give Holbrook a piece of his mind.
I think the point he's making is, don't tell me that, Sammy. He's upset about the check swing call. And he's probably also making the point that you had a pretty big zone all day long, and now you squeeze me. You squeeze my guy.
You know what, Joe? I just read his lips. He said all 5 runs. So I think it goes back to what you said before about the other home run.
Yep, all 5. He's not happy. Jason Hamill's got to be just steaming as his win goes away.
Career .331 hitter.
What, 20 All-Star teams, I believe?
He was only not an All-Star when he was 20, 21, and then 1945 when he didn't play because of military service. Every other year of his career. Ooh,
wow.
Somebody got tossed. I think Joe's had it. He didn't like the Soler call, and there have been some other calls I think he's been aggravated about. So he and DJ Rayburn going at it.
Well, Chris Bryant was rung up his first time up on a borderline pitch. We had it, right on the corner at the bottom of the knees. And Soler was rung up on that one that we showed again. It was clearly off the plate outside.
You could read his lips. He said that was a foot outside. There was another 4-letter word in there that I will not repeat. Yep.
He's showing bunt. And just
balk.
We got a balk call.
Call made by Adam Hamari. Second balk call in as many games. Rizzo really upset here.
Oh, he's saying Rizzo had abandoned the base, and there was a clear attempt to deceive the base runner here. Like he was throwing to an unoccupied base.
So what Rizzo is ready to charge?
I'm coming back. Yeah, Rizzo. You do that with a guy in a bunt situation. You cheat in a little bit, then you come back to the base. That's. I think that's a case of an umpire, young umpire, overthinking it. Take a look. Yeah, he's still very much in the proximity of first base. I don't know that I've ever seen that called before. Fielding Culbreth's going to try to run Joe off the field here, and Hamari just ejected him.
He's out.
Wow, this is a young guy who's just maybe a little bit out of sorts.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, we were just joking about a batter when I called strike 3 getting out of there before something really bad happens. Joe knows he's right, and it's got to be incredibly frustrating to know that.
And a lot of times that's when you get the quick hook from the umpire too, when he knows he's blown the call and he just doesn't want to be the focus of attention anymore. He just wants it to go away. But I think obviously it's better if the umpire just takes his medicine. Guys miss calls. It happens. And I'm not sure exactly what was said, but it seemed like an awfully quick hook.
So we will see Joe for game 2. And it'll be Dave Martinez to manage the team the rest of the way. Third time Joe has been ejected, first time since May 6th. That's the first Cubs ejection that had nothing to do with balls and strikes this year.
Well, let's go to the trusty rule book here.
On the ground, diving stop, Castro from a knee. He got him. No, he didn't. Rizzo off the bag.
No.
That would have been the play of the year. Castro keeping Braun from scoring is the most important part of it. The throw beat him, but Rizzo apparently came off the base.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's so many Cub fans in the ballpark here this weekend. Everybody's applauding. If you're a Cub fan, just a stellar play by Castro. And if you're a Brewer fan, they're applauding the safe call at first base. Wow, what a play.
I think they got it right. No challenge. No, they're going to review. Okay, I'd like to look at that again. It looked like the first angle, Anthony's foot was off the base, but this...
Yeah, that's when, as a first baseman, you got to be really careful because the priority there becomes to make sure the ball is controlled with that man rounding third base.
So he definitely pulled his foot off the bag. The question is, was it after the ball was in the glove?
Cubs have really made some very good defensive plays this weekend.
Now reacting to one of the angles.
Well, that looks safe, doesn't it?
Yes, that one does, but see there, you don't have a good enough angle.
And again, with the mixed crowd here, usually when they show the replay on the big board, you can tell that the favoritism of the home crowd, but I'm not sure who we're hearing from here.
It is a single for Lind. Boy, Joe, incredulous. Did he just throw him out?
Not that I'm aware of. Okay, but I don't know. Oh, he did.
You can't argue a replay. Assuming he got kicked out, it's not because of his profanity. You could clearly see Joe saying what happened. But yeah, you're not really allowed to argue a replay. He's going to have his say here with Hunter Wendelstedt.
How did that happen?
Yep. Well, we'll continue to look for other angles to see if there's something that shows what the Cubs video guys saw. See, this one, the problem is you cannot see.
You don't have a good enough angle there.
It's got to be that first angle. Again, can't tell. Another hit batter. Not deemed intentional. Warnings had been issued earlier. That one got away from Rondon, and Mike Matheny is heading right out to Bruce Dreckman. Oh, he tossed him. That is about the most polite ejection I've ever seen.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't think he was going out at all. And then you saw Matheny coming out. He wanted something to happen, and Bruce Dreckman threw him out. They had issued warnings.
This is all a judgment call. You can kick a guy out without a warning. You can issue warnings and not send a guy out. But Bruce Streckman, I think, has a no tolerance policy at this point after what went on yesterday.
Well, and again, there have been 3 Cardinal hitters hit, and you know, none of them have been like the Rizzo ball yesterday. We're still not sure if that ball hit him or not. I mean, the Cardinal hitters, they've been wearing it. That wasn't as bad as it looked. But again, was there any intention? No. No, not in this situation.
Well, you can almost read the script that Joe was telling Tom Hallion, that's my closer. That guy's here to get the final 3 outs. And it looks like it'll be Pedro Strop. Once Joe calms down, he'll have to make a call to the pin.
Well, and I think a lot of this, too, you have to, it goes back to yesterday and the comments that were made, and, you know, we're not going to take it, and this sort of thing. And, you know, all that plays into the thought process of these umpires. And so they make this call now, and a lot of it has to do with yesterday and
because that's normally not the case.
And he struck him out. Wait a minute. I thought Gabe Morales pointed at Goldschmidt. Oh, okay.
Wow, I
thought the home plate umpire pointed at Goldschmidt to say he swung at it, but I guess he was pointing at first on appeal, and Trip Gibson said he held up.
Wow, he just ejected Joe. Joe walked out of the dugout, threw his arms up as if to say, what's going on here, and he immediately got ejected by Trip Gibson.
Looked like Joe was saying it was a full swing. Now he's going to get his money's worth.
It's a bunch of codswallop is what this is.
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to be the best look, but it sure looked like he went around.
You know, in real time,
Yes.
I think that's a swing. I mean, he keeps his hands out in front. And Joe having a conversation with Hunter Wendelstedt. He's the crew chief. Well, don't forget about Goldschmidt over there at first base. A big slugger, but he can run.
So Joe telling Dave Martinez that he has to go out.
On Twitter.
The 3-0 to Ross is a strike.
Whoa, 3-0 Leo. Not sure. Okay, let me put my pad back on. David's not really arguing because maybe he wants to get a chance to swing here on 3-1 if they challenge him. You know, Lackey's up next. Got a base open. He's been pitching cautiously throughout here.
Jerry Meals. Joe Maddon, and Joe's out. As for arguing balls and strikes.
Time to get your money's worth.
He will.
You know, I think it's a heat of the moment situation, but you could also see where it might have been premeditated given the way this game has started. Cubs down 4 already. Crowd taken out of the game. With instant replay, we don't get to see this very often.
Well, this crowd was unusually quiet here early on for obvious reasons. Cubs down big.
Joe just said, I just asked him where the pitch was. I just want to know where the pitch was. And Beals obviously wouldn't answer him.
Second ejection this year for Joe, June 5th against Arizona. He was given the thumb by first base umpire Tripp Gibson for arguing a check swing. So Dave Martinez will manage the team the rest of the day. Joe West is upset because I think he was telling Joe was telling a couple of his infielders to go out and talk to Kyle, and I think Joe West was saying, no, you can't do that. Wow. So he throws him out and he's going to let him make the change? How about that?
Yeah, he said, that's fine, Joe. I'm going to go get my guy. Joe said, that's fine.
And that ball driven to right. Is it fair? It is a home run.
Clint Hurdle thinks this ball is foul, and he's asking the umpires to take a look.
And they're calling it foul. And here comes Joe. And Joe's out. I think he just got kicked out. 3 pitches in. Ouch. He just got hit to load the bases.
Now they're saying that he offered at it, and they're going to call him back.
Wow, that's a big call. Joe going out to talk to Chris Conroy at first.
He just ejected him.
And he just got kicked out. You're right.
Yeah, I think Joe's saying, I don't care where his bat is, what it looked like from you, but he's diving to get out of the way of that baseball. There's no way he tried to bunt that ball.
Two. Rizzo takes off for third. Pitch is in the dirt, but Will Little said Baez went around, so he's out on a strikeout. And Joe Maddon out of the Cubs dugout. And Baez angrily flips the bat and the helmet, and now he's been ejected.
Players can't stand it when the home plate umpire makes the ruling on a swing. Their argument is you're watching the pitch. How can you see the pitch, the strike zone, and whether the bat made an attempt to hit the ball? And that's what Baez was saying. You should have checked with the first baseman. Joe Maddon just got tossed for defending his player.
So he'll get his money's worth now. And we'll sort it out when we come back. It's still 1-0 Cardinals.
Been a big part of it.
Bunted by Contreras, charged by Rendon. He throws it away. Both runners move up. Schwarber to third. Contreras to second.
He's calling him out. Billy Miller is calling Contreras out.
Contreras is out, and now Schwarber's going back to first. Boy, that a big play. I guess Contreras called out of the baseline, and Joe really upset. Joe might get tossed.
I seem to have a visual of Joe screaming at Bill Miller in the past. This doesn't happen with regularity, but this isn't unique either. And Joe's arguing, man, that had no influence on the play. And Joe just got ejected.
Yep,
Joe's taking his case.
Look at him.
No, Joe said that's where he's got to be in the line of fire of that throw.
The stretch in the 3-2. Strike call.
Nope. And rarely argues, and when he does, he's pretty much always right.
Because he did not throw him out. Joe Maddon coming out to protect him.
I guarantee Phil Cuzzy. Once Zobrist turns on you as an umpire, you're thinking, I got it wrong. And that was pretty quick thumb there for Joe. Now, because he obviously within his rights, you're not supposed to argue balls and strikes. Usually an umpire will let you vent a little bit. Sometimes if they feel like they've missed it, they just want it to go away. They want the problem to go away, and you'll see that quick hook. Quick thumb, I guess I should say.
And it looked like Cuzzy was saying your job is to get him out of here in terms of.
Yeah, get him out of here, but don't stay and berate me.
And Joe now might as well and will get his money's worth after being ejected for the second time on the homestand.
Well, that's a big play in this game because, as we said, an opportunity to put some pressure on Chassin here in a 6-0 ball game. Would have been 2 on, nobody out.
Hit 4 homers in the last 2 days. So he's here. Chris Davis had a big game.
Yeah. And you know, maybe, just maybe, some friends or people hear that and go, oh, Chris broke out of it, and they send him a text. Way to go, man.
Well, Joe has an issue with the strike zone.
All of a sudden now he's getting that backspin in that distance.
Strike 2. You could see on that slow-mo too, JD, that the hands, the wrist, like it's more handsy, less arm.
Yeah, well, he has a tendency to kind of curl that top hand in, and that would limit him. And here's Joe again getting after Estabrook. Joe's like,
Joe's
tell him.
asking,
Can somebody please tell him? This is probably not going to end well here for Joe. Mike Estabrook saying, don't come out. This is going to be it for Joe here, I think. A big moment in this game. That 3-1 slider to Caratini was down. And Joe knew this was coming, but he wants to come out here and make his point with Estabrook. See, that old adage about players just want umpires to be consistent, that's really not true. Because he's been calling that pitch below the knees pretty much all night. So he's been very consistent. But if you're a hitter tonight, you're not happy at all with that zone.
Well, he figured, he's like, I'm already ejected, so I'm going to get my money's worth.
Miles lets loose on a 3-2, and Javi. Okay, that ball hit the knob of the bat. We've had that happen a few times.
Miles in to check on him, and Javi said, no, got the knob. I'm good. Otherwise, I'd be jogging down to first base.
Joe West hearing it from the dugout. Not sure what's going on there. So we'll try it again.
Joe just got run. I think with all the up and in stuff that Lyles is throwing here today, Joe was barking at Lyles perhaps, or wanted West to do something about it.
Yeah, that's with Clint.
Yeah.
And Joe's, I think this is a little calculated too.
Yeah, well, I think it's born of frustration. It's born of wanting to fire up the troops. The Pirates have a reputation of pitching inside. Joe's tired of his guys getting hit. But I think first and foremost, it's rallying the troops. And so it may have been that the Cubs dugout were barking a little bit at Lyles, and Clint may have said something in the direction of the Cubs dugout. I don't know. And now the trainer out to check on Lyles.